I think everybody's aware about what's happening in the United States right now. I think it's absolutely despicable that in 2020, the police force, the people in this country that are supposed to protect us, from harm, are the people that we cannot trust and are the people who we should be scared of or should fear. As a person of color, you have to worry about the police force in the United States, whether you'll be treated fairly or not. And what's happening to the black community in the United States and the police brutality that has been happening with the black community in the United States, which is not now, not in the last few months only, but has been happening for years and has been happening for 400 years, is absolutely despicable.
No peace! No peace! No peace!
Do you feel safe in the United States
Oh,
as a
definitely
person
not.
of color?
No, definitely not. But you have. That's why it's same thing as like capitalism. You have to figure it out. I definitely believe. Yeah, you see a black guy driving a sports car. You know, the other day I was going to the mayor's house of a town, and the police followed me 4 blocks. And I pulled up to the mayor's house, and they just drove off. So I understand what you're saying, but you have to protect yourself too. It's not anywhere in the world. It's not just America. And you know, with the police department, the legal system definitely gives them an advantage where, you know, there's so many cops that have gotten off because they have to protect. But you know, so basically what I would say is, in America, you got to protect your own interests. There's no one that's going to protect your interests.
I'm a proud British Asian, and we moved to the United States for my husband's work. And you know, we left England and we came here, and America was always the land of opportunity. It was the land where, you know, you get opportunities, where your dreams come true, and you know, they talk about freedom, they talk about justice. That's all talk. When it comes to people of color, their basic human rights are not met. If a white woman walking her dog in Central Park can call the police on a person based just on the color of his skin, there is something very wrong with the mentality of white Americans in the United States. And I'm not saying everybody thinks like that, but there's a section of society that discriminates. The country, it has institutional racism against black people, and it's enough. They've had enough. And whether you're black, whether you're brown, wherever you're from, if you're a person of color, you don't feel safe. My son is 17. If he goes out today, he could go out, you know, earlier he used to go out, before COVID, he would go out to concerts or go out with his friends. How do I know that if he's ever going to have an argument with another boy, and if they call the police, will the trigger happy police just let him explain, or will they just shoot him? And I'm not saying all cops are bad, but you have to understand that this has happened so many times. I'm sure the good cops know about it, but the good cops don't talk about it. They don't expose the bad cops. And the good cops don't expose the bad cops, then they are bad cops. In my opinion, they're bad cops.
They've been attacking people of color, but I won't let their brutality and I won't let their violence stop me from going out and speaking on what I think and how I feel. This country has given me liberties to speak out, and we have the First Amendment, which allows freedom of speech. And I'm not going to let that stop me from saying how I feel about this entire situation. I'm not going to let it stop me from protesting. I'm not going to let it stop me from fighting for the young black lives we've lost.
I'm worried about raising a brown kid in racist America.
Someone is benefiting from white privilege when they can move through the world without ever having any threat to their identity, their safety, their security, their world rattled, threatened.
There are many protests, there are huge protests happening in the United States. And what has been absolutely wonderful is we have seen so many white people and so many from all around the world who are actually participating in these protests. And if we are not going to be the change we want to see, then what are we doing?
Being born black is just, it's like a target. Like you're like born like a target. So you can't.
Really? Is that how you guys feel?
Being black is just like, I think it's kind of just like a target on your back.
White people get to move through the world without ever having to alter themselves in any way that compromises who they are. We are a nation that was founded with the slavery as a given. We've never come to terms with that. We've never understood that all of the documents on which we build our democracy were drafted and designed for male white landowners, and the compromises have been barely cosmetic in acknowledging non-white male Americans.
But then it's not equal rights, is it?
Equal rights is a structure, it's not the reality.
Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! Whose people? Our people! When do we want it? Now! They say get back! We say fight back! They say get back! We say fight back!
What's happening now, an indicator that America is a failed social experiment.
Kaepernick has been kneeling against police brutality all along, and what happened? He hasn't been drafted by the NFL to play any of the games since 2016. He was punished. He was punished for making a statement. He was punished for making a bold statement against police brutality. Kudos to him. I have so much respect for that man.
The police need to get charged. Stuff needs to happen. They need to suffer the consequences of their actions. And if they don't, then things like this will continue to happen. Now, if one person suffer the consequences of their actions, then maybe other police officers would think twice before they start, mishandling people out in the streets. At the end of the day, there's no winning with the police.
Yeah.
There's no fighting with them. So I understand there's no arguing with them, and you just have to listen to what they say sometimes.
But they're not God. What about human rights?
No, they're not God. It is human rights. But to get out of our situations, we can't be too negative about it. We have to fight another type of way.
Whose people? Our people! What do we want? Justice! Whose kids?
They say we read you your rights when we arrest you. You're entitled to a lawyer. What are you entitled to if they're going to choke you to death before you even sit in the car? Before you even go to the police station? These people have suffered through so much trauma. You have to understand, this is trauma. What black people have gone through in America is trauma. They are now reacting. Something has to change. You have to change the system. You have to change the police force. You have to change these organizations where racism grows like a fungus. And we all have to collectively speak up about it. I don't care which industry we are from. It's our job as human beings. Talk about it, shout about it, write about it. Put it on your social media. Do what you have to do in your limited power. And if our protectors become our abusers, there's a problem. there's a big problem in the society where our protectors become our abusers. And we need to put a stop to it. We need to say stop.
Now! When do we want it? Now! Who treats us?
So guys, let's build these bridges and let's storm the polls in November. That's our chance to do something about it. We can all make a difference. So stay strong and stay together. See you soon on my next vlog. If you like this vlog, please do press subscribe so you can automatically learn about the new vlog when it comes out. It's getting dark right now. I am sitting on a bench outside my house in Brooklyn. I can show you a little bit about. And thank you guys. Thank you for watching Truly Sadia.